All right, guys, the agenda is on the sideboard. You should already have your name on your packet. If you need another packet, it's on the back wall or on the front table. Okay, again, we have a long agenda today, so I need to kick it in gear. Okay, I am going to go over the warm up with you. I'm going to make sure that you understand the homework. I'm going to do some of the problems from the study guide. I'm going to do 1 through 7. Make sure that you understand the problems from the study guide. Remember, our test is on Friday, so that's why it's super important that you pay attention to the study guide. If you hadn't done the study guide, shame on you because we had a lot of time to get that study guide done. It's only 20 problems. Go ahead, baby. I'll pause. It keeps breaking. Okay, I'm sorry. Anybody got a pencil that he could use? You got one, baby, that he could use? No, I only have one. Only him. Okay. All right. Let me see if I have a pencil. Let me pause. All right. After which, guys, I'm going to introduce. Uh, Actually, I need to make sure that I go over or give you the answers to the sheet from yesterday so you can make corrections to that answer to the laws of exponents. I'm just going to give you the answers because you need to go back and make sure that you understand it because the following week you're going to have a quiz on laws of exponents. So you need to make sure that you understand laws of exponents. Super duper important. Then we're going to move on to exponential functions. Okay. Please practice laws of exponents because um, you're going to have to really understand those laws of exponents. After a while, it's going to be very easy. You just got to practice. I don't know until they give me instructions. I don't tell you all what I think until it's concrete that I know because it changes. All right, check off if you did the homework last night. Please make sure that you're studying your notes on linear functions, which also is weird, but I do need you to study the midpoint, endpoint, those things that we did in December as well, because that's all a part of that unit. Okay, you need to go back and look at your notes on those things. Parallel lines, perpendicular lines. Please go back and look at your notes. Scatter plots. Look at your notes, please. Okay. Check it off if you did that. If you didn't do it, don't check it off. It's your accountability. It's not for me, it's for you. Okay, you know what you did and what you didn't do. Math 1. Okay, your homework for tonight, I need you to complete the homework. Your homework tonight is still on laws of exponents because you need that practice and you need to study. Please make sure that you study. Most of us still have the project. Can I see Parker with his computer? Because he's got mine. Yep, switch it out, sweetheart. All right, so we have the project. Don't forget that your project is due Friday. I'm going to pause for the calls to give you a chance to write. This is super important that you write down what your homework is. All right, let's look at the warm up. Anybody still writing before I move to the warm up? Shh. All right, so let's look at the warm up. Okay. All right, so this is how you do the warm up. You substitute the x and the y into the equation. If it makes the sentence true, then that means it is a point that is on the line or in the shaded region. For this one, there's no equal to, so it cannot be on the line. It has to be, this is greater than, it has to be above the line. Okay, so let's substitute to C. I'm going to use the side of the paper. We got y, this is greater than 2x minus 5. Okay, this is my x, this is my y. So I'm going to substitute x and y into that inequality. My y is -5, so I'm going to put -5 here. It's greater than, then we have 2 times 0 minus 5. Okay, this side is already simplified. This side, when we simplify, we multiply first. 2 times 0 is 0. Then we have 0 minus 5, which is just -5 or -5. This is not true. This is false because -5 is not greater than -5. It's equal to -5. If it said greater than or equal to, would be true. But since it did not, A is not my answer. Any questions about why A is not the answer? I'm going to pause for a moment to give you a chance to do B. I'm going to set B up for you by copying it down, labeling it as X and Y, and now I need you to substitute to see if this inequality is going to be true or false. I'm going to pause for the calls. All right, so let's look at it, okay? I'm going to substitute. I'm going to put Y, this is 1, bring down the inequality. We got 2 times, my X is -3, excuse me. Bring down the -5. What are you doing? Oh, y'all can do that later. Shh, don't take up class time for that, okay? All right, so bring down the 1 greater than. Let's simplify this. What's 2 times -3, y'all? So we got -6 minus 5. What's -6 minus 5? That's negative, somebody said it. No, 11. So is 1 greater than a -11? Yes, so this is a part of the solution. This is true. Any questions about why that one's true? Mark out number 2. We don't have time, so we're just going to mark it out. Let's look at number 3. Let's do number 3. Actually, yeah, we'll do number 3. All right, so number 3, we're going to graph these to see if it's a part of the solution. We got -1 and 0. So start here. -1 is right here and 0. Look, it's not in the shaded region. So this is a no. Three and 5. Go over to 3. 1, 2, 3, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is not a part of the solution because it's not in a shaded region. It's not in this shaded region, so no. Okay? -7 and -7. Go down. I'm sorry, go over to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like it's on a dashed line, so it's not a part of the solution if it's on a dashed line. Okay, so let's do D. -4, -5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is in a shaded region, so this is a part of the solution. Any questions? All right, let's do number 4. You do number 4 on. Yes, baby.
Can you explain number 1? I don't want to have you too far ahead.
Okay, what you say? Say it one more time.
So can you explain how on the side how does can you explain that what you did on the side?
Oh, you talking about number 1?
Yeah.
Okay, so for number 1, all I did was rewrite the inequality, and I substitute the X and the Y into the inequality.
Okay.
Do you see how I substitute? This is 0. This is -5. You got it? Mm-hmm. And then this side is already simplified, so I just keep bringing the -5 down. I simplify or solve this side. Multiplication comes first. Order of operations, multiply first. So that's 0. What's 0 minus 5? -5. This is false because -5 is not greater than -5. It's equal to. If it would have been greater than or equal to, it would have been true. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's why it's not a solution. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got the false part, but I was asking the truth.
Oh, so when I substitute the point in, what happened? Oh, gotcha. So when I substitute the 1 and the -3 in, I just keep bringing the 1 down. Nothing to simplify over here. But when I simplify this is negative 6, right? Minus 5. Well, negative 6 minus 5 is negative 11.
Oh, okay.
It's right, yeah. You got, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so then when I simplify this side, I get negative 11.
Okay.
1 is greater than negative 11. That's true. That's why this is a part of the solution.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
You sure you're okay with it?
Mhm.
Okay. All right, so now I want you to take the time to graph these ordered pairs to see if they're part of the solution. I'm going to pause for the calls. Let's look over the homework, please. Oh. All right, this is multiplying. Okay, so I don't have to do a whole lot of these. I'm not going to because we already know how to do this. We just need to practice. So it's easier sometimes to look at multiplication if you have parentheses. If you're okay with looking at it like the way it is, then fine. But for me, I just like to see that this is together and this is together because there's so many numbers and variables. Yes, baby. Not Tuesday.
Oh,
Went over Monday. So I'm just going over Tuesday. All right, so first things first is that we multiply the numbers together. We got 10 times 5. What's 10 times 5? 50. So now we're going to do c to the third times c to the second. What do you do with the exponents here? The bases are alike. You add. So what's 3 plus 2? 5. So it's c to the fifth. Write it a little bit neater. So now we do the d's. We got d to the fifth times d to the second. What do we do with the exponents? Add them. So this is going to be d to the what? 7. Any questions about how I did that one? I'm going to pause because I see some people still writing. All right, let's do one where there is a power raised to another power. Okay, so that is actually number 3. Good deal. Okay, so let's do one like that. You see how this exponent is on the outside of parentheses? You're going to have to multiply this 3 times all of the exponents in the parentheses. Even the exponent on numbers. If you don't see an exponent on a number, it's automatically 1. You don't see an exponent on a number, it's automatically 1. Anytime you don't see an exponent on a number or a variable, it's automatically 1. Okay? Questions about what I just said? Okay. So now let's do this. Let's distribute. Let's multiply. We have a power of a power. You multiply the exponents. So we're going to multiply 3 times all of these exponents. So that is going to be 9, 1 times 3, A, 2 times 3, B, 2 times the 3. Any questions about how I did that so far? All right. Let's look at the second one. We have, what's the times here? 2. Got 1 times what number? 2. Good job. A, what times what? 4 times 2. Somebody different, please. Jordan has it, but I need to know more people have it. What are we going to do for B? What exponents? 1 times 2. Very good. It's if you don't see an exponent, it's automatically 1, babe.
Oh, okay. I thought we were still on the first one.
You're fine. Oh, boy. Sorry about that. All right, so let's do this. So now we have 9 to what power? Third. A to what power? 6. B to what power? 6. We have 2 to what power? Second. A to what power? 8. B to what power? Very good. Now let's do 9 times 9 times 9. 9 times 9 is what? 81. Type this in if you don't know it. What is 81 times 9? 729. So I'm going to erase this and go ahead and put 729 there, okay? And then we have 2 to the second. That's 2 times 2. What's 2 times 2? 4. So now we're going to multiply 729 times 4. Type that in for me. I don't know what that is. What's 729 times 4?
2,960.
2,000. You said 900 what? 16. All right. So now we have a to the 6th and a to the 8th. How do we do a to the 6th times a to the 8th? Add them. So that's going to be a to the what? 14. How do we do b to the 6th times b to the 2nd? Add them. What's that going to be? Any questions? Okay. Let's make sure we put this in our folder, please. I'm going to go over. I need you to take out the study guide from last week that's attached to packet 7. I'm going to go over the first few problems to make sure that you understand. Please take notes because you need to study what I'm going over so that you can prepare for your test. Any questions? Yes, baby. We didn't turn it in. I didn't take up packets. That was last week. No, I didn't take them up. Bless your heart. Then it's in with makeup work. So you're short. You out of luck. Go get a packet that's on the side because I'm not going to open it up right now, babe. You got to get a packet that's on the side. Yeah, I didn't take packets up last week. Pause, give you a chance to get it together. Yeah, just get a packet out of the little thing. And then before class is over, remind me so I can look through the makeup work, okay? All right, good people. Please make sure that you're listening. Please also make sure that you know the keystrokes to clearing your calculator. What are the keystrokes to clearing your calculator before we get started? Second plus 7, 1, 2. Please clear your calculator. Okay? Please focus on what we're doing so we can do well on our test Friday. Samaj, you ready, babe? All right, here we go. The first question says, line Q passes through these 2 points right here, okay? What is the equation for the line that's perpendicular to Q? First, we have to write the equation for this line right here. So let's write the equation for line P. When you're writing an equation, you write it in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. That means you need to find m and then find b. So that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to find m and then I'm going to find b. The formula for calculating the slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay? So now what I have is I have to label this is x1, y1, x2, y2. So then on the top, what am I going to get? What minus what? 6 minus 6. Oops, sorry. What am I going to get on the bottom? What minus what? 0 minus 4. On the top, what does that give me? What's 6 minus 6? 0. We already know from that my answer for slope is 0. M here is 0. That's why you see lines that look like this, okay? Because M is 0. Now we need to find B. So now let's find B. When you're finding B, you're going to use y equals mx plus b. Before I find B, are there any questions about how I calculated slope? Okay. So now to find B, I'm going to choose one of those points. Which one of those points is the easiest point to substitute in for B? 0, 6. And really, I know that my answer is already 6 because 0, 6, when I graph it, is on the y-axis. 0, positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is on the y-axis. So 6 is actually my y-intercept since 0, 6 is on the y-axis. But I'm going to go ahead and plug it in just in case I didn't know that. So I'm going to replace my y with 6, my m with 0, my x is 0 plus b. So this is gone. 0 times 0, 0. And I'm left with just what? 6 is b. So guess what, y'all? My equation is y is equal to 0x plus 6. Or just y is equal to what number? 6. No, it's not, because it's not the answer. It's just the line for Q. So that's okay. Bless your little pointy head. All right. So now the slope here is 0. This is 0 slope. What is the opposite of 0 slope? What's the opposite of 0 slope? That's a flat line. What's the opposite of a flat line? I'm gonna draw a line. No, bless your pointy head. There are only 4 kinds of slope: positive slope, negative slope. What's the other one? Undefined. Thank you. The opposite is undefined. This is 0 slope. Undefined is going to go this way. Okay. This is 0, which is a horizontal line. Then the line that we're looking for that's perpendicular to it is going to have an undefined slope. That means my answer has to be x is equal to something. So let's mark out some answers. Which one is not x is equal to? C and D. Mark both C and D out. All right, so now the point is going through, the line Q is going through what point? What point is it going through? Continue to read.
6.
No, keep reading. You just read the first sentence.
What is the equation? Oh,
it's going
2, 3.
-2 and 3. Okay? Miranda, stop laughing at him. All right, so if it's going through that point, what is my x value there? What's my x value? So my answer is x is equal to -2. It has to go through that point. If it has to go through -2 on the x-axis, then the line has to be x is equal to a -2. Number 2, please write. Let me pause to give you a chance to write. Anybody still writing? Because you might have had time to write. I don't know. You still writing, babe? All right. All right, here we go. What is the equation of a line that passes through this point? Let's label the point. And is parallel. When lines are parallel, that means they have the same slope. When it's perpendicular, it's opposite. That's why it's opposite reciprocal. Please write this down so you jokers will study it. Perpendicular, opposite reciprocal. Even though it is in your notes. Parallel. What? Okay, don't. Shh. Shh. All right, so now this is what we have to do. We have to write the equation. It goes through this point, and it's the same slope as this. What is the slope here? What is the slope? We can't hold water, y'all. Come on, you gotta do better than that. Because that test at the end of the year is comprehensive. That's gonna be everything. It is not. Nope. Sierra, not quite, baby. Yes. Mm-hmm. Who said? Very good. It is -1. Remember, look, the slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. The number that is attached to the x is the slope. The number that's attached to the x is a -1. Your slope is a -1. You got to read your notes. That's why little by little I tell you, if you have toilet time at your house where you are actually taking your notes, You go to the little bathroom where it's quiet, hopefully. You take your notes with you. You read over whatever it is that we did that day and you move on with your life. You will be surprised how much you retain when you do a little bit a day. But if you keep doing the way some of you are doing, where you're only reviewing it when it's time for a quiz, good luck on the test at the end of the year. You are not going to pass. You have got to stop doing that foolishness where you cram at the last minute. This is too much information for you to do that foolishness. Stop it. You need to take a couple nights out the week. Don't have to be every night. Do if some of you are constipated, it's fine. Do a couple nights a week where you're reviewing over your. That's why we have an interactive notebook. You take your it's all your notes are in one place. You take your notebook with you to that toilet. You read through your notes. Input, output. Input knowledge, get rid of your waste. It's simple math. Okay? Please do it. I'm telling you, you'll feel better about yourself in both ways, here and here. You're going to feel better. All right, so let's do it. So now you're writing an equation. How? We know my slope is negative 1. Now we got to figure out what B is. How do we find B? How do we find B? Y equals mx plus b. Very good. What are we going to do after that?
Replace 7 for y.
Very good. Replace 7 for y equals time, please. M is negative 1, x is 5 plus b. Substitute the information that you know and solve for b. This is 7. It's equal to, what's negative 1 times 5? So we got negative 5 plus b. Now what do we do to solve for b? Add 5 to both sides. When we add 5 to both sides, this gives us what? B is equal to what number? 12. So how do you write this as an equation? Y equals negative 1x or negative x plus 12. That's the equation. Any questions? What's your question?
You scroll.
Mm.
No, other way.
All right, and pause for the calls. Yes, babe. All right, let's look at number 3. Please listen. We're going to read it for what it's worth. It says, a company charges a fee of $15 per day. Okay, $15 a day. Plus, we're adding 20 cents per mile. So we have essentially $15. We're going to represent D for day, and we're going to represent M for miles. So we got 15D, because we don't know how many days we're renting this car, plus 20 cent M, because we don't know how many miles right now either, reading that first sentence. Okay, any questions about that? And I can put total Y is equal to. Any questions so far? Let's read the second sentence. The company also charges $10 a day. So on top of the 15, it's plus 10. So what's 15 plus 10? So now instead of it being 15, it's what? 25. It's 25 every day instead of just the 15. Any questions about those two bullets? Jerry rented the car for X days. So now they're telling you to put X in for the days. So I'm erasing the D and I'm going to put X for the days. Any questions about that bullet? What's your question?
Oh, wait. How did you get 25?
Because it's $15 a day plus $10 a day. So it's a total of $25 a day. You got it?
Yeah, because I had that, but then I just I forgot how I got it.
You're all right. Okay, so now the next bullet. Jerry drove the car for 644 miles. So we're going to switch out M for what? 644. Okay? So now we got y is equal to 25x plus, let's do 20.20 times 0.20 times what? 644? What does that give you? 128.8. Good job, baby. Okay, that's the equation. Moving to the next part. Are y'all okay?
No.
What you not okay with?
Some of the questions.
This one, honey. Stay focused. Do you understand what we did
Yeah,
here?
that one.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Moving on.
Where did we get 128 from? Did I ever get 128? 644 divided by 20.
644 times 0.20.
Oh, I didn't put this as 44. That's why. No, my bad. That's my fault.
That's okay. All right. James reads at a constant rate, allows him to read 4 chapters each week. Okay, so 4 chapters every single week. He begins reading a book that has 42 chapters. Which equation models the number of chapters that James still has left to read? Okay? That's okay. That's why I'm reading it. That's what I told him earlier. All right, so which one of these would be the equation? He reads, okay, 4 chapters every single week. He begins with 42 chapters to read. Which equation models the chapters that James has left to read? That he has left to read. So the total should be how many he has left to read, not many he has read. So how many did he start off with?
42.
42. And how many does he read? 4. So is that adding 4 chapters or is that subtracting 4 chapters?
Dividing.
The book is subtracting. Why is it subtracting? Because this is what it starts with, and he's reading that. It's how many he has left to read. So we're going to subtract 4 every single week. What answer choice is that? B. Okay. Number 5. Any questions about that before I move on?
There's no symbols.
Huh?
That's what I was confused on.
Oh, it's faint. These are minuses. Every single last one of them were minus.
I can see. It looks like a dot.
Yeah. Poor thing. I'm sorry.
No, it's like really small.
That's okay. All right. Which point lies on the line? So what you do is you're going to take your X and your Y and you're going to substitute to see which one of these points makes this sentence true. So start with the first. Y is equal to 3 over 4x minus the 2. What are we substituting for y? So we got negative 10. Bring down the equal. Bring down the 3 over 4. Yes, babe? Okay. What are we substituting for x?
Negative 10.
So we're going to write it as a fraction by putting negative 10 over 1 because we're dealing with fractions. Then we got minus 2. So let's simplify to see if this point is on the line. This is negative 10. What does this give you on the top? Negative 30 divided by what? Minus 2. Do we think that's going to be a point that's on the line? Is this going to equal negative 10? Type it in, y'all. You got a calculator, I think. Negative 30 divided by 4. We did that. And then we're going to subtract 2. Does that give us 10? No. It does not. This gives me negative 10. This gives me a negative 9.5. This is false. Let's do this. Negative 8 and negative 8. Y equals 3 over 4x minus 2. Negative 8. Negative 8 over 1. Go ahead and write it as a fraction. You have a calculator, please use it. This side is negative 8. What does this give you on the top? Negative 24 over 4 minus the 2. What's negative 24 over positive 4? We got negative 6 minus 2. What does that give you? Negative 8. Is this true or false? This is true. B is your answer. All right, let's do it. It was my place of peace. Sad but true. All right. The table below shows the ages of workers in their local company and the number of years they have worked in the company. This is my X. This is my Y. Okay. So what is the best line? What is the line of best fit here? So you have to use the calculator. You're going to type this under L1 and this under L2. So let's see if we can remember what the keystrokes are there. Where do I go to type in numbers in the list in the calculator? We go to stat. Okay, after we go to stat, what do we press? We press edit. Now we're going to type these X values under L1. Okay, now we're going to type these values under L2.
Wait, how did you get there?
Well, how did I get where? Which part?
There.
To the actual, you go to stat, baby.
Because I'm on stat.
And you press enter on edit.
Oh.
Okay, you got it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause to give you a chance to type those in. Parker, what do I press after that? After I type my numbers in, where do I go after that? Where do I go after that? No, can't.
Zoom.
Stat. Just calling out stuff. We're writing an equation. We're writing an equation in y equals mx plus b form. Linear regress is what we're doing. Okay. Now I'm going to calc and down to number 4. Okay. Since I only just want the equation, I'm not trying to graph an equation. I can press enter here. Okay. So this is my line of best fit. The A in the calculator represents the slope. This B represents the y-intercept. So what I have is y is equal to 0.993x minus the 17.488 or something. I have to choose the best answer. Okay, which one is the best answer here? B.
Oh, yes.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right, David recorded this table on how far he could throw, recorded in the table how far he could throw a ball of different weights. Okay, so this is the weight of the ball and this is the distance. Of course, the heavier the ball is, the less distance it's going to have, okay, because it's heavy. It's harder to throw that. So now we're going to do the line of best fit, and then we're going to plug in 12 as the weight. Is 12 going to be the X or the Y? It's going to be X. The weight of the ball is X. The distance is Y. They're asking you for, he expected to throw a ball that weighs 12. Basically, what's the pounds? All right, let's put our calculators back, please. You can do this tomorrow. Put your calculators back.